Hi, this is Vamsi Gali. Welcome to my space where I share my real life experiences and reflections from building and running multiple businesses since my early 20s. I've struggled to be the smartest in the room in my early 20s or my entire 20s. I wanted to be the perfect, smartest, know it all kind of person in the room. I've tried so hard to be that in all my 20s. I think in my 30s, I've shifted from being that person to not to be the smartest in the room. The reason is that in my 20s, I've experienced that when I have to be the smartest in the room, I just have to constantly be surrounded by people who are not smartest than me. Then only I can be smarter to the ones in that particular room. But there was no more growth. After a while, I felt like it was boring. There was no fun in learning. There was no learning happening. Obviously, there is no going to be no fun. So in my 30s, I think it took me almost a decade to realize this. I started putting myself into at the tables where people who are more experienced or they've traveled my line of business ahead of me. It was very uncomfortable for me at the beginning because suddenly I have to be the one listening to the people, right? Listening and learning from them, which was new to me. But then there was a huge satisfaction, fulfillment, because the void that was being filled in, because earlier I had no more fun. There was so much to learn, there was so much to grow. So recently I joined a women founders network where there's a diverse group of women founders, especially running different types of businesses and providing different types of services. They all are in their seven figures, they've made more than $1 million in the revenue, which is huge for a women founder. And I've learned a lot of things being in that room. There are a lot of people smarter than me in other areas. I may be the smartest when it comes to real estate and a couple other things, but they are smartest in other areas where I wasn't. I think this mindset helped me to grow further. How this was applicable to my business and life is that the number one thing is what I'm doing with you guys here today, starting this YouTube channel and sharing my life journey. This was a huge growth factor for me because in that space, almost everybody have a strong social media presence. Because I am surrounded by that group, they've all uplifted me. They've all made me feel that this is going to be normal. You continue on with this journey, at least begin. And then the second important thing I would say is for my business is to scale my business. I never thought I would be thinking about scaling my business, real estate investments further, because I thought I was too comfortable. Everything was happening great, everything is working great, and I thought this is more than enough. That's when I realized that there is more beyond than just feeling comfortable and making money. There is more aspect in terms of serving more and more people. So when that clicked, it helped me that being surrounded by people who are smarter than me is the best thing I am doing for myself. I hope this somehow helps you in your own journey, wherever you are in your own journey. Thank you.